Webinar. One moment, please. Now it's setting up.
It's constantly refreshing Facebook.
Done. Booyah. Hello, everybody. Let me know if we are live. We are using Zoom to Facebook Live for the first time. 1 minute, please. Are we live?
We are.
It's setting up.
It's constantly refreshing Facebook.
Oh, I love it. Okay, if you will mute that, because we're getting echo. Let me know if we are live. We are using Zoom. That's me. That was me doing that. I apologize. Okay, hi guys. That was an auspicious beginning. My name is Coach Jennie, if you don't know, and I am here live with three of my favorite humans on the planet, Karen Graves, Monique Johnson, and Ross Brand. And we have a pretty big freaking announcement that we wanted to tell you about. And I know all three of them are looking away right now because they're desperately trying to figure out how to share this on their own timeline. So I'm just going to riff, and that's why they're looking all weird. They're like, I want to share this on mine too. So when you guys are done sharing, let me know, and then we'll get started with our big announcement. But thank you guys for being here out there in the audience, and for those of you watching the replay, thank you for celebrating. This is just a quick moment for the four of us to celebrate something we have been working on for a while now, and we're finally able to share it with you. Is everybody shared and good? No, 1 moment, please. They're still sharing. So I'm just going to keep riffing while they share. So if you don't know, my name is Coach Jennie, and what I do is I help people get out of their own way by silencing that nasty inner critic in your voice that I call Hilda, while they're continuing to share. Why don't we introduce ourselves? Karen, will you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Unmuting. Hi, I'm Karen Graves, and I help coaches and consultants raise their prices and get them with confidence and ease.
Yes. Monique Johnson, who's coming at us from the Tampa airport, so she will unmute herself and share who she is.
Hey guys. Yes, I'm coming live from Tampa. Just to let you guys know, you can literally live stream anywhere. So basically, I am a live streaming strategist. I help business owners and organizations and entrepreneurs, of course, step into the spotlight and gain visibility strictly using the platforms of Facebook Live and YouTube Live.
Love it. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Ross Brand.
Hey, everybody. Ross Brand here from LivestreamUniverse.com. We feature brands and broadcasters who are doing a great job with live streaming, and with a focus on people using live streaming to build their tribes and build businesses.
Yes, I love it. So is everybody all shared and everybody's live streams are going everywhere? Okay,
yes.
Why does that matter? Why does that matter? So we are here. I'm so excited. We are here because you are looking at the panel for the Facebook Live Build Tribes and Actually Make Money for South by Southwest 2018. So the four of us have been working together with the assistance of the fabulous Regina D'Alessio, putting together a proposal for the South by Southwest PanelPicker. It's a lot of P's. PanelPicker proposal. I still can't do it.
People pick a panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Panels.
And so I'm super excited about this. And I want to just give you a quick little 101 of what the hell this is about. So I have been setting my sights on speaking everywhere and anywhere to spread the word about Hilda. And if you guys are following me, you know that I utilize Facebook Live almost exclusively to talk about my message and getting the word out about that. And as such, I'm kind of a geek on Facebook Live stuff. You know, I'm not really geeky on most things, but when it comes to live streaming, I get really, really excited about it. And so when I saw there was this opportunity to go to South by Southwest and talk about something I'm extraordinarily passionate about, I had a choice. I could propose, oh, pick me, just let me go up there, or I could bring my friends. And as soon as I knew that was an option, I had to ask these three people for very particular reasons. You know, all three of them use Facebook Live just like I do to build a community and to take that audience and help that build their businesses. So when I as soon as Regina and I were talking about this idea, I said, I hope that my first picks are going to go for it. And those are Karen Graves, Ross Brand, and Monique Johnson. It just fell out of my mouth. It was instant. There was no question. And I was extraordinarily nervous because if one of them said no, I didn't know who I was going to ask to replace them. And I was extraordinarily lucky that when I called each of them, they're like, no brainer. You know, Ross was thrilled. I think you said something like, South by Southwest, are you kidding me? Of course, you know. And then Monique was similar. She's like, oh my God, that's a dream of mine. I've always wanted to speak at South by Southwest. And of course, Karen cracked me up. She goes, girl, if you want to meet on a corner and use a bullhorn, I'm there.
That is so Karen.
So Karen, right? So I just want to thank you guys so much for being part of this. So what we're going to be talking about, and then I'm going to let these guys talk. I'll shut up, I swear. Is we're going to talk about how Facebook Live has leveled the playing field. Right? If you have a decent internet connection and a smartphone or a computer, you can use Facebook Live to be visible, to be bold, and to put yourself out there and build a community from around the world around your ideas. And I've done that, and so have the other three folks here. We've all done that, and we're doing that and then some. So I'm going to open it up to you guys. I'm going to start with you, Karen. Why on earth did you say yes to this aside of love for me? Why did you say yes to this? What are you excited about?
Well, it's South by Southwest, like duh. But, you know, here's the thing. This using video platform, using Facebook Live to have your message come out in a big way. You know, I think that there's so many entrepreneurs who are working around being these best kept secrets. Nobody really knows. They're kind of like these little squirreled away, doing all the heavy lifting and have really big messages that make a huge impact in the world. And Facebook Live is one of those vehicles that allows people to get those messages out and become known in their industry. You know, I love to call them big damn deals. But here's a way, like you said, build community, build coverage, you know, exposure, really build a business. Build a business, you know, and here's the opportunity that doesn't take a lot beyond your initiative, your willingness, your know-how in your industry, and getting on camera, you know. So you crack that code and you have a message that sticks and you're on your way. So I think more people just need to know about it and trust that it's okay to do it because they get so scared, you know.
I agree. And you know what I'm really excited about is that Karen has a way to help you get more comfortable just making offers on video. There's this perception that you're supposed to go on Facebook Live and just give, you know, and never ask for business because that will make you a used car salesman or something. And Karen, better than anybody I know, does this beautiful job of always making offers that feel like you're just rolling out the red carpet and inviting them to be part of your world. And so that was one of the main reasons I needed you to be on this panel to kind of round us out and make sure that we're actually making money if we're going to spend all this time using Facebook Live.
Absolutely, because it's not a business if it doesn't have any income.
Yeah. Or a fun hobby. We don't need that.
We don't need our hobbies.
I love it. Ross, can I come over to you? Why were you excited and open to this crazy opportunity I threw at you?
Well, you said it before. It's South by Southwest. It wasn't even on my radar other than maybe to find some place to crash some year and go out there. Right. So I was thrilled that you invited me to join this panel. But one of the things that once you told me the topic, you know, I've done, I don't know, 120 interviews with people who are doing good things with live streaming. And, you know, it starts with people building a tribe and building a following. And then more recently, in the last 6 months to a year, a lot of it's been focused on entrepreneurs and people who have created products and they're using live streaming, whether it's an app or it's a course, it's a book. I know some people who have books, authors, Hilda, you know, who I've interviewed as well. And I see how they're using it either to directly sell or to build the relationships and the portfolio of content that all leads to converting to sales. And then, you know, people who are, you know, leading their business through live streaming. And so with all that, I can't wait to discuss so many of the great examples and share some of the stories from the great people that I've talked to, as well as how I've gone about doing it. Because you remember I think we all started on Blab, at least. I don't know if Monique did, but she's been doing video for quite a while. But I think the three of us, Karen and Jennie, we all started on Blab, right? And we're sort of like, what is this and whatever. And now to look back about 2 years, right? And how far we've all come with what we're doing. I think there's a lot that we can share with other people that'll be helpful, particularly, business owners and entrepreneurs. They don't want to go through the 2-year adventure that we've gone through. They want to know, how do I get started? What's the least I need to spend? What's the least amount of equipment I need to carry with me? What makes a good show? And, the two biggest questions you always get are, I don't know what I'm going to talk about because my business isn't that interesting. And what if nobody shows up? And I think we're all really well versed in how to handle those questions, as well as how to, help people with how they talk about their business and what is interesting both for a talk show, but also for, ultimately, like Karen says, it's got to lead back to profit, or then otherwise it's just a hobby, right?
Exactly. Well, and Ross, you had to be part of this panel because nobody in the live stream community is more incredible at building a community from scratch, from nothing, than you. I mean,
well, thank you.
Live streamer that you meet out there, if you're not in the live streaming community, you probably don't know this yet, but if you become a live streamer and you use the word live streaming and community in the same sentence, Ross Brand's name is also going to be in that sentence. It just is, because you have built a community so much in the Blab days. You were building the community there, and then you took it to another level. That's why Livestream Universe is so sensational and so important to our community. On top of that, I don't know if you guys know this, Ross is, I don't know if you're going to take this as a compliment. I hope you do. But Ross is kind of the Ryan Seacrest of live streaming.
Yes, I love it.
Didn't you see him doing this Ryan Seacrest action on the Never Settle show, which is the first in-person live stream turning into a production event? And you were like on the red carpet interviewing everybody, and everybody knows Ross Brand. I'm just so lucky. I don't know about you guys, but I feel so lucky to know Ross Brand and have this amazing relationship with you, and to have spent time at Summit Live together. Can you imagine how much fun we're going to have at South by?
I can't wait. And I'm so honored to be invited to be on this panel and be with you guys. We're going to have a blast.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
So last but not least, you guys won't believe this, but I used to be camera shy. I swear to you, nobody believes me, but Monique was there and she knows that this is true. I was terrified of being on camera for all kinds of vanity reasons. And I also was terrified of the technology. Like, how on earth? I am not a techie girl, I'm a coach. And so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So enter Monique Johnson a few years ago. She's like, you're doing video, girl. She put me on video. And this was back before it was live streaming, right? And it was produced video. And produced video was really challenging for me. A 10-minute produced video can take 10 hours with me and my perfectionism, right? But when live streaming came out, Monique was like, have you heard of Blab? Have you heard of Periscope? I want you to go get on those yesterday. I'm like, I can't fix it. You can't fix live, so I can't do it. But guess how long it takes to do a 10-minute Facebook Live minute? 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And so that hooked me on, and I've so let go of that perfectionism because of Monique Johnson, who makes live streaming a lot less scary and a lot more accessible. So Monique, why on earth did you say yes when I called you up?
There's so many different reasons. Number one is I've been to South by Southwest. It was back in 2011, I think, and it was pretty much life-changing. It's probably quadrupled in size since then, and it was madness back then. So I'm just letting you guys know, prepare yourselves mentally and physically, like literally. So the fact that it's South by Southwest, I remember as soon as I, went there, I was like, I would love the opportunity to speak. And as like Ross was saying, or I think it was Karen, that was like the back of my head. That was like the back burner. And then of course, Jennie, you approached me and I was like, heck yeah. I think I said, hell yeah. Like literally, like, are you serious? Like, are you really asking me this? But also, Jennie is literally like my guinea pig when it comes to a lot of these live streaming strategies and things like that. So a lot of what you guys are seeing, like, it's because I'm telling her, go do that, and then let me know what happens type of thing. But live video, that's what I do. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm more on the geeky side of it in regards to marketing strategies, breaking apart campaigns, putting campaigns together. I feel like a lot of people, in which I might get flack for this, but a lot of people in the live streaming world, they tend to get caught up with the bells and whistles, the oohs and the ahs of the newest features, but not really talking about how you can put it all together as a campaign, be strategic, and as Karen says, make money from it. I think one of the biggest fears or the biggest hesitations people have with streaming is the ROI. And it's great if you have the fancy stuff or the equipment, but if you're not able to put it all together and truly see the ROI, there's no point of necessarily doing it. I also love just like the fact that, and I'm at the airport, guys, so I apologize. Like, people are literally like right in my face right here. But hey, the luxury of going live, right? So, but also lastly is just, you know, the one thing I love about the main difference between live streaming and pre-recorded video, which, you know, Jennie kind of alluded to, was that, you know, you kind of have the waiting game when it comes to the pre-recorded video stuff. You got to make sure it's optimized. You make sure it's being ranked on YouTube. But literally, I kid you not, guys, if you were to just go live on the whim just for the first time ever, you instantly get engagement no matter what. Like, people are going to start liking, people are going to start viewing. There's different ways on how you can just use live streaming as a means to test your market, to figure out the type of content you should be creating. So all of that said, as you guys can tell, I'm very passionate about it. But I mean, heck yeah, why wouldn't I want to get on a panel? Like Jennie has stated, Karen is freaking awesome with sales. And hello, the Ryan Seacrest of live streaming with Ross Brand.
Love it.
And then I have my guinea pig star client. So yeah, I'm going to be on this.
Heck yeah, I love it. And, you know, there's people out there probably listening thinking, okay, that's fine, but you guys are stars. You guys are big deals on live streaming. You have these huge followings, so you can do it, but we can't. Our panel discussion is designed to call BS on that, because every single one of us started from zero. Every single one of us started from zero. So we know personally what it's like to start to really grow our businesses from a zero audience into an audience that is listening. We are not going to be yet another panel to tell you how you can get 100,000 listeners by Tuesday. We don't care the size of your list. We don't care the size of your audience. What we care about is, can you connect with the people you're meant to connect with? Can you use the tools and get past your vanity? Can you build a tribe that's really listening and engaged and supports one another? And then can you actually make money from that? We're going to teach you how to do that in our discussion, which is really important to me. It is far more than just yet another content engagement tool, and it's free. Facebook Live is free. Can you add money to it? Absolutely. Can you get fancy with it? Sure. And will there be 100 panels about the fanciness? Sure. You're gonna listen if you want to. We might even go listen and smile and pick on them from the back of the room. But at our panel, we're going to be helping you figure out how to start from scratch, right? Even no matter where you are, from wherever you are, and use this live streaming method at a place called Facebook, where people visit dozens of times a day voluntarily, and how to use this platform to connect with people all over the world that you're meant to serve. It's really exciting to me, and I love that all three of you share my vision for how important that is. We're going to help you figure out the best strategies to overcome any fears you have about the camera. Speak to that personally, and speak to that in terms of the work that I do. I know a lot of the reasons people aren't using Facebook Live. Do you guys agree with this? A lot of the reasons they're not using Facebook Live is vanity. Straight up vanity. They're afraid of what their hair looks like. I was fixing my hair before this, and Karen was like, stop touching your hair, right? So they're worried about that. They're worried about, will I sound stupid? Or how many times am I going to say, right? And they're worried about all of these things that don't actually matter. Do you guys agree?
Oh yeah. Or, what are people going to think about me? Do I sound dumb? Or, just all sorts of stuff that are so unfounded, or who am I? I'm nobody. Because everybody can't be Gary Vaynerchuk. No offense to Gary V, but saying, people are intimidated because it's like, I've got to have a big name. No, this is how you get the big name. You got to start here first and grow it.
Yeah.
So he's got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we wanted to do this quick informal announcement. There's going to be a heck of a lot more because let's be clear, we have not been selected quite yet by the fine people at South by Southwest. The application deadline actually closed at midnight last night, and because they extended it, which is why we haven't been able to tell you. We were going to tell you Friday. We had to hold on. So the deadline is passed. We have submitted our proposal, and our proposal is pretty damn good. I mean, it's really amazing. But we're going to need your help. So in August, there's a 3-week period where we're going to be asking you guys to vote for our panel and help us tell the world about it. And that's why it was really important that we gave them the moment to share on their timelines, because it's a team effort. I personally feel like when it comes to that aspect, I'm going to be following Ross's example because, again, Mr. Community, Mr. Ryan Seacrest, do you mind if I keep calling you that? I don't know if you mind.
Never thought about it before. I'll have to give it some thought.
Well, can we, but see, then here we can tag Ryan Seacrest and exposure.
Hey.
Hashtag Ryan Seacrest.
I mean, the point of the Ryan Seacrest thing, I want to be clear, is how many other hosts become a bigger star than their guests?
Right. Right. Yeah, like if you really think about it, Ryan Seacrest is like hosting everything and become like the professional host. So it's a good thing, Ross. It's a really good thing.
You made a good case. I'll run with it.
Hey, Jennie,
coming up tomorrow, see the Ryan Seacrest of.
Can you walk through the official titles? Some people are asking in the comments.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely check the comments, you guys. So Facebook Live, build tribes, and actually make money. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about how Facebook, and I'm just reading over here from the blurb so you can get the full thing. Facebook Live has leveled the playing field for entrepreneurs like ourselves to build brand awareness, create a community of ambassadors, and interact with potential clients in real time. So at this panel, you're going to learn from 4 live stream enthusiasts who've unlocked the keys to growing a biz using Facebook Live strategically. We will share with you our best tips for success so you can leverage this powerful content marketing tool to grow your brand, drive engagements, and most importantly, get more clients. So that's the quick and dirty blurb that we shared with the fine folks at South by.
And for those of you guys who are just joining, again, we have submitted for South by Southwest 2018 panel picker. And so this is just the unofficial announcement. And, we have this lovely cast of people, and we're talking about, what we have in store, our reasons why we want to actually do this. And one other thing I wanted to share with you was that, it's the whole idea of giving back. South by Southwest is a huge platform that a lot of people flock to, one of the major conferences in the world or even the United States. And I love the tech portion. And so I think this is a great way for all of us to contribute and let people know, like, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take, fancy equipment per se. And it's just a matter of you being really strategic and having the commitment, because all it takes is just that one step. I think all of us, because I can even admit myself, just to go live on Facebook, I was deathly afraid because that's where all of my friends are. That's where people are always eyeballing my content or anything that I'm posting, whether it's on my personal page or my fan page. So I was deathly afraid to go live. But once I did it, I was good. I was golden. I don't know if the same experience with you guys, and I know you guys got started on Blab, but I got started on Periscope for a little bit, but primarily Facebook Live.
Yeah. Well, and Ross, one of your questions was, why were we focusing on Facebook Live? Because there's so many different live streaming platforms. And we talked a little bit about that. And it's because Facebook Live is the one that we are guaranteed will still be there by the time South by Southwest. That was my response to it, which is kind of tongue in cheek, but kind of true. Ross?
And I think that's where we all spend a significant amount of our time live streaming anyway. I got to say, I agree with Monique. I've done drive time radio in big markets, and I had done a lot of shows on Blab, but I don't think I was ever more nervous than the first time I did Facebook Live, because I knew, like, okay, now my peers are judging me or whatever. And boy, if this fails, it's kind of like, well, what the heck has he been wasting so much time with this Blab thing? I mean, so yeah, that was kind of nerve wracking. But after the first couple seconds, it was like anything else. And I think also, a lot of people should think about making a Facebook business page and going live on their business page, so that people who've opted into their business and want to learn about their business and think about that as your audience, more so than your friends and family who know what you do and don't need an introduction to you or your business and don't necessarily care. And then you don't have to worry about what they're thinking. You're gearing it towards the people who are going to be opting into and interested in your business. And you can always share it to your personal. You can always expand the number of people who see it. But by building up that business page, you're now building a history as well with your videos of the content you've been putting out. And so people who come from anywhere, who don't know anything about you, wouldn't even know how to connect to you personally, can search for your business on Facebook, and they can look up your Facebook business page, and then they can see your videos and things like that. So that's something I'm sure we'll get into, going live on your personal profile versus your business page. There's good reasons for doing both for business and for building tribes or just connecting and reconnecting. But I think that's a big issue that we'd love to get into as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I want to piggyback on off of that real quick, because Jenny, I posted about this in my Facebook group. The whole idea of the biggest question I get from people is, do I go live on my profile or my business page? And then they want to answer it, but I want to go live on my profile because I'm going to get more views. And that's just getting caught up in the whole vanity figure. I feel like a lot of times, and this is tough love, guys, this is tough love, but if you're so concerned or so camera shy and so concerned about numbers, you're making it about yourself and you're not making it about your audience. It's not about you, it's about them. So if you're getting caught up with all of that, like, you're doing this for the wrong reason. And as Ross was saying, going live from your business page, in which I even sometimes have to like tackle my inner critic or whatever, is that there's so many different things you can do with it. Facebook gives you so many insights and analytics, and you can do Facebook ads and so many different things. So if you're in it for a strategic and business tool, then it definitely makes sense for you to go live more often on your business page than your personal page. That's all I'm going to say. I guess that's just like a little teaser as to what we're going to cover.
Right.
Karen?
All I was going to say is, when you have 2 billion people on one social media place, it's a no-brainer as far as where should I spend my time as far as sharing my message. 2 billion people. So just thinking about that. Now, if that makes you like, oh crap, 2 billion people. Well, the 2 billion people are not going to look at you, and that's fine. You don't want 2 billion people looking at you, but it's a lot easier. There's a double-edged sword on that, because it's a lot easier to reach your audience, but that also means that you have to be that much sharper on your messaging to your audience. So, that it's the opportunity to raise your skill set and know your business from the inside out. And if you can do that and really engage your audience, then it's an easier, it's an easier path for you with your business, really. And profitability, that happens. It's the key.
I love it. If you guys are listening to some of the things that we're kind of tossing out as little tips as part of this informal announcement, just you wait. Because as a thank you for you guys voting for us, because you're going to vote for us because we're awesome and you clearly South by Southwest doing this.
We're just going to call it.
So as a thank you for voting for us, we're going to provide you with a ton of content. We are going to help you get your Facebook Live game on point. And you're going to learn all about this. We have so many things up our sleeve. And if you vote for us and you help us get to South by Southwest, as I previously mentioned, you're going to, we also have already been strategizing privately, individually, as little pairs, about ways that all 4 of us could provide even more support and context and more events and more things that we can do while we're in Austin in March. And what I really love about that is this just goes back to the community piece. as we're bringing this up, each one of these folks have said to me individually, well, I would love to help Monique do this, and we could help Karen do that, and maybe we could help Ross do this. And all three of them are thinking about how can we help each other, and me as well. You know, how can we help all four of us make ourselves, as Karen would say, it less of a best kept secret and more of a big damn deal. And so it's about also figuring out ways that we're going to do that. So if you're thinking about going to Austin, we're going to give you many, many, many reasons to make that trip, inside and outside of the South by Southwest schedule. So we have a lot of things up our sleeve, and you're going to hear a lot more about this as the voting gets underway in August. Ross, check me on this. It's August 7th. Is that right? Do you remember?
I think it was it August 2nd through, I'm not sure. I got to.
But there's 3 weeks in August where we're going to be promoting the heck out of this, and we're going to need your help. So if you're part of my community, if you're in the Get Out of Your Own Way coaching community, I'm going to be asking for your help. If you're a friend of mine, a fan of mine, I'm going to be asking for your help. If you're part of Ross's massive Livestream Universe community, we're going to be asking for your support. If you're part of Karen's world, and if you have that profitable practice that you're putting together, if you've ever worked with Karen, and if you haven't yet, you should hire her. I'm just saying. But if you've worked with Karen, we're going to be asking if being has ever touched Karen and worked with Karen and had her wow factor as part of their businesses to be part of this. And last but not least, if you're part of the hyper networked Monique Johnson world, even on Snapchat. Thank God that she's here, so there'll be a little Snapchat action.
Yeah, because you're not getting Snapchat over here. Sorry.
we got Mo.
I'm the token millennial, a part of this panel.
Yeah, she's keeping us current. She's going to keep us current.
We all have different tokens we're wearing.
Yeah.
The millennial.
We have the millennial.
But no, it's going to be great. We bring a massive amount of real, true diversity, and we're really excited about this. So I don't want to have the last word. Is there anything else you guys want to say as we close this out? And aside of, I just have to say thank you to all three of you for being nuts enough to go through this with me.
This is not nuts. I want to say thank you to you for thinking of us and like really coming up with just such a compelling and great idea on how to reach so many entrepreneurs and help people have financial independence off of what they know to be true for them and their passion and bringing it to life. So thank you for allowing us to be part of that. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Ross has nothing to say. Ross?
I know.
You okay?
Oh, I just love it. I mean, you summed it up perfectly, right? What else is left?
What can you say after Karen drops the mic, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much you just.
Wait, I have a little mic. I could drop. No, I won't drop.
I could say 5 more times. I'm so thrilled to be a part of this, and I mean, whether or not we go to South by Southwest, and darn it, we are going to go, and you guys are going to vote for us, and we're going to deliver a great panel. But even if we don't, we will be providing valuable content over the next few weeks. So stick with us. There's a lot I think that people can benefit, and we can benefit from learning what you guys are doing with live streaming. And it should be a fun process, regardless of the outcome. But yes, we want to go. So do please vote for us. And we will be seeing you a lot over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
You guys have been warned. Like, seriously, in August, we're going to be all up in your faces to the point where, oh my goodness, we're going to be following you, literally. So just letting you guys know, we're giving you a fair warning ahead of time. Don't get mad at us during this time where we're trying to get your vote. But we greatly appreciate just you guys' support, even just initially with this initial announcement. And Jennie, of course, you know, I love you to death, and thank you so much for putting this awesome team together. And I mean, let's really put a dent in showing up at South by Southwest 2018.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. So you guys watch for us. We do have a hashtag, but it hasn't been approved by the fine folks at South by Southwest. They have to approve our hashtag.
I love the fine folks.
Yeah, I'm not a totally formal person. I'm working this formal thing. I'm behaving. It's very difficult. But we will definitely keep you posted. Please continue the conversation in the chat. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach out to us. We'll be back very soon with a lot more, like Monique mentioned. But thank you guys. Thank you for being part of our big announcement and celebrating this moment with us and letting us have this moment. We've been looking forward to this for so long. One last big shout out to Regina D'Alessio. Sorry, I said Regina D'Alessio.
Ooh, Regina.
She is the mastermind behind all of our work, and she helped put together this proposal and push us and get us all the information we need. And she's going to continue to support us through the whole process. Could not do it without her. So thank you, Regina.
All right, make sure I tag her in my post. Everybody tag Regina.
Yes.
That's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yes, do not miss Regina. We love you so much. All right, you guys, we're going to go. Thank you so much. This was awesome. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.